Okay, so this is my tutorial for Jet on Celestial Valley. I'm going to be using save states and stuff just to kind of show off what I'm doing here. I recommend this for a starting vehicle because I think it's a little bit easier to get the hang of and easier to improve on than Scooter, like once you kind of understand what's happening. So basically you're going to start off, you just charge for like a short moment, but then what we're going to be doing a lot is, actually I can just load the state. The idea is whenever you catch air, you gain burst of speed for a short moment. So like right there, and right here, right here, right here, right here. Whenever you catch air, you get burst of speed, and you drop to the ground because you keep the speed longer when you're on the ground. So at the beginning here, you go for about a second, and like you turn left, and go for about a second, and swing back and forth, and then if you release the boost right before the end, you'll take off. You go double boost here, and then you just kind of try and go off. If you're holding A when you go off, you'll drop to the ground too quickly. So let me show off that section again. So after that, suck up just that ice guy. You can get a sword from the bird and the ice together. You have to pick it with just like a 2-frame window though. Unlike with wheel, because you need to use A through here, so it picks something. But yeah, you just aim like off those two boosters and just kind of try and drive straight. So you drop, 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 and then on the last one, when you press A to drop, you hold A down the whole time. So drop, 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 press and hold A, and then as you do that, you go around the corner. Try and get one off that little ledge there. This part's one of the hard parts of the course. Getting that, and then getting there. And then I should set a save state over there once I get closer. So you want to go off the... I'll do this here. So you want to go off the ledge to the left of the bridge there, and then land on like the outer side of the bridge if that's possible for you. So drop and then hit that, and then notice how like I landed for a moment and then I took off again because I fell off the bridge. And hitting this wall to the left might help a little bit, but even if you don't get it, you can just kind of drive, and then what you want to do is, I'm sorry with the camera there. You want to land on the part of the rail that's like pointing upwards, so that your upwards momentum is preserved rather than like forcing you down. So set the stage state here, get that, and then do that. So once again, air, air. So then right here, when you go off that rail, you want to spin because you want to hit those cappies, and if you don't, you'll just kind of like bonk into them, which is bad. So as soon as I get to the rail, because you can't spin while you're in the air, you just start spinning and you just drop to the ground immediately and use A to help you turn. The next part is also something I should set a save with there 1 sec. It's something that's pretty hard. Basically, the idea is there's a bunch of little lumps there, and you can get jet dives. I usually aim for about 3 by doing that. So if you get it right, then you can go off this one, and then actually let me say this. Let me try and like frame advance this so you can see. So there's like one kind of here, and then I drop. Not very good at this, but and then there's a second one, and you drop, and then there's a third one, and then sometimes you can get a fourth one here. Like if you're going fast enough, then you'll like catch air. But that's kind of like super advanced. As long as you can get like 1, maybe 2, it's not bad. But that's like a part that if you practice a lot on, you can save a bunch of time for. right? Let's say even if you can't get it, you can just go like that. You can just kind of drive off one and try and get a second one. Instead of stay straight over here. So let's just say you didn't get a very good one. So right here, you want to aim to go off probably about the middle of the ramp, so like that. And that should put you at like a good angle to get towards the top window. You want to land on the left rail here, because it sets you up better for after. So this part's fairly straightforward. You don't actually have to go off the middle, but it gives you just a little bit more height. Like the middle or the right side is good. The left side is like really low, so it's kind of weird and puts you at a bad angle. Right here, if you just drive straight or like turn to the right a tiny bit, you'll land above the rail, and you can just drop down onto it, just like a quick A tap. And you just hold left and it'll put you on the second rail automatically. So one more time. Also, coming off this rail, you actually want to hold A. If you're holding A when you catch air, you don't get the jet dive, so notice how like my speed didn't increase. Because you want to slow down enough to get onto that booster, so you can get like a double boost. Like just enough so you don't get the double boost is all you need to hold A. And you just tap A bunch through there. It's a little bit different depending on where this like rising platform is. So let me like wait a second. Make sure I don't get that bird on accident. Also, this thing's impossible to stop. So, actually, I'll try that in a sec. Kind of like waited too long. So let's say this thing's like facing up. I'm just gonna spin so I don't hit the bird, but you basically just hold A a little bit longer going off that, but it's the same. Maybe I'll show it on like the other laps. You just kind of mash A through there. When you get up here, that turn's kind of hard to take. You just want to tap A as you do it, and then I need to set one up here. So the second part's like another hard part of the course. What you want to do is you want to just like zip down this hillside and get a bunch of jet dives. It can save a lot of time if you do it right, but main thing is getting this sword, because if you kill these enemies on the way down, you'll get a speed boost from them. So even if you don't get like the jet dives down the slope, you just want to at least get the sword. That's all that really matters. So I'll just show it off here again. Sorry for the stuttering since I'm playing on emulator a tiny bit. But, so right here, when you go off, you want to hold down for just a moment and then hold A. So like basically just a couple of frames is all you need to hold down, and then A immediately after, because you want to drop to the vine and keep as much speed from the rail as possible. So I land with like 60 to 70-ish on the rail is ideal. And then as soon as you get off the rail up here, you just do a jet dive. So hold down, A, and then jet dive, and then jet dive again. The other laps are just about the same. So I'll just kind of run through them again. Same thing, spinning through these guys. And get like 1, 2, 3-ish. You kind of just mash A and hope, I think. If you do get the right rail, it's not too bad. You can just kind of turn over here and then get up. But getting the speed from the jet dives and maintaining them is like the hardest part of it, the hardest part of jet. But and the third lap would basically be the same. But I guess I'll show off like what a beginner strat and a time might look for if you get like a pretty good run as a beginner-ish. Get the sword, maybe like, I don't know, maybe only get like 1 boost here. If you have like trouble with that, you can just kind of fly. I don't know, maybe you like miss that or something. And then you just take off here. I think actually if you fall to the ground, you want to go to the right side, because you won't be able to get onto the rail very well. So stay here. If you just hold left, you'll get onto this rail every time. So like, I don't know if I mentioned that before. You just hold left and it puts you on. You hold A until you can turn enough to get to that. And then it's literally just mashing A as much as possible. Another option, if you're not doing very well with the jet dives, you can just take that rail. Let me show that again. It is slower, but it's not too much different, I guess. Let's take this rail, get one jet dive on that. Actually, I'm gonna like show it from the other side, just so you can see what's. Okay, let's fix anyway. So yeah, this is a little lump here, which is where you're getting that jet dive on, and then turns you right towards this rail, which leads you into the water. If you end up with plasma, I don't know, doesn't matter too much. Okay, actually I'm gonna go back here. Maybe going off that might help you make that turn a little bit better. Because that turn's pretty hard to get. I'm gonna back up here. I might forget to set a save state later, but I'm gonna like show off a little bit better what to do on the part before the big jump if you don't get a bunch of jet dives. So let's say like you didn't get up there again, just land there, and then I don't know, maybe you only get like one. But that's fine, not that big of a deal. Again, getting on the left rail. So it's up to you, I guess, whether or not you can manage the hillside. It's a lot faster if you do it right, but it could be a little bit worse if you don't. Making sure to not hit that bird is important. If you like can't press A because you would hit him, then like that's not that big of a deal. Like just don't press A and then you'll lose a little bit of speed, but it's better than getting bird. Yeah, staying on the ground there is pretty important. So if you get the high level, just like hold A until you make it all the way down. Yeah, so that's Jet Celestial. I recommend trying to get like sub 230 or so, would be like a really good time for a fairly new runner. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably better for beginners than Scooter, but it's really hard to tell because we don't have like a bunch of people coming in who test it. But yeah.